That is a crazy ass case. That guy that he had a couple of home invasions in his house by the same two people. It's a guy, a boy, and a girl, two teens, and he went down into his basement and sat there with a couple of books and maybe some snacks and a couple of guns, and he just waited for them to come down the stairs. And there's audio recording of this whole thing. Very clear audio recording.
Can we play it?
I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. I don't know if it's out there and available.
He hired them to do a home invasion?
No. His house kept getting broken into by the same two people. So he wanted to catch them.
A guy and a girl, right?
Yeah. So he went down into his basement, sat on a chair with a couple of guns. And lo and behold, he hears some breaking, and he hears footsteps coming down the stairs, and it was the guy, and he shoots the guy. And he falls down the stairs.
In his own home.
In his own home. And he goes, oh, but then he goes like, oh, you're still alive? Boom, shoots him in the head. There was a tarp on the ground. He takes the tarp, pulls the guy into another room, comes back out, sits down, hears the girl coming down the stairs, and the girl starts calling the guy's name.
Why didn't she hear the gunshots?
I was 22. She might not have been in the house at the time.
Gotcha. Wow.
So she comes down the stairs. He shoots her. She falls down. She's screaming. She's still alive. And he goes, oh, bitch, you're dead, and shoots her in the fucking head. And it's all on audio.
Why is it on audio?
Because he recorded it. Like, I guess he thought this was a good idea, this was some kind of self-defense, which it's very premeditated. He sat down there for the distinct purpose of waiting for someone to come in. Now, they did break into his house.
Right.
So there's kind of a castle doctrine issue there. But the fact that he then incapacitated each of them with one shot and then killed them with a second shot, it doesn't seem like self-defense to me. This is murder, if you ask me.
You can't walk up to someone and go, bitch, you're dead, and then just shoot her in the head.
No.
Would he have been all right if he just did the one shot?
A lot better off than he is now. If he did the one shot, you'd still question as to why he was just sitting there waiting with his gun.
Right. Why did he tape it?
He was taping it probably
he's crazy.
For his defense.
For his defense. And meanwhile, it's coming into play as...
against him.
Against him,
They used it against him, right?
The girl was kind of cute, too.
Was he trying to get, like, be
That
like
means
a
she
national...
had to be white.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Lily White.
Okay.
Lily White.
Although the media is not running with this one.
No, they're not really running with
the
this.
way they did with Trayvon.
If this was two black kids coming down those stairs and the white guy shot them, there would be, like, some outrage. But they're just... dopey white kids.
What's this guy's name? Something Byron?
I don't know what his name is, but he looks crazy.
Byron Nelson.
She's cute. Fuck.
It's Byron Nelson. Look it up.
Oh, what?
Why would they keep breaking into this guy's house?
Yeah, Byron Nelson.
It's incorrect.
I guess
No, it's Byron Nelson.
I guess they thought
It's incorrect.
It's only Byron I know, though.
his goods were good for the taking. But you can't do that. There's been a few videotaped self-defense cases where one guy was in a convenience store and some guy came in and he was going to rob him and he shot the guy in the guts, but then a couple of minutes later went up to him and shot him in the fucking head and killed him. And you can't do that. The situation is very fluid at that point, and the laws and rules of engagement and self-defense change by the second. All of a sudden, if somebody's incapacitated, now the rules change.
Right.
You can't just shoot him in the head.
Sorry.
No, go. We got a guy that wants to add info from. He's calling from Minnesota.
York, Minnesota.
I think Anthony covered it. No, Troy.
What?
Yeah, this is Troy.
Hi.
What do you need to add to this?
Well, if you go to the one website, minnesotacourts.gov, they actually have the whole entirety of the recordings that they had for evidence.
Oh, they do. They have the recordings. That's my homepage, by the way. Minnesota.gov. It goes there.
There is a real problem to me, though, with, hey, they did break into his house.
Right. Well, that's the defense on this whole thing is, look, if they didn't break into the house, they would never have been shot. And I think the defense has some kind of argument about if he knew that two people were breaking in, even though the first person was incapacitated but not dead, you might want to kill him So if you have to engage the second person, you know that that person isn't going to get up. You can't assess his wounds if he's not dead. You don't know how injured he is, if he's going to be able to get up and attack you further when you have to engage the second person. So he might not get screwed for shooting the guy in the head. But there's no reason to shoot the girl in the head like that. He just wanted to kill these fucking people that kept breaking into his house.
How long is the audio?
30 minutes.
All right, let's let it roll, and we'll
see you tomorrow.
Wait, do we have the audio?
we'll see you tomorrow.
It says here,
Yeah.
about there's a big debate in Minnesota about how far you can go when
Right.
defending a homeowner's responding to a threat, and this sounds reasonable. So Minnesota law allows deadly force to prevent a felony from taking place in one's home or dwelling. So that is allowable, just to shoot the guy.
The second they came in, there's
But
a felony.
one's actions must be considered reasonable under the circumstances.
Right.
I like the wording of that because that means there's not going to be one letter of the law, which that means the jury can decide
The
what's
jury
reasonable.
has to decide based on normal thinking
that we all understand.
what would be reasonable. The defense presents in the best way possible how he must have felt in that situation to the jury. You try to convey that so the jury says, all right, if I was in that situation, I would be scared, I would be this, and try to put that feeling in their heads. But again, if you're just sitting there waiting, a little predatorial. No. But they did break in. They were committing a felony. That's why I think the first guy, he might not get as screwed. But shooting that girl in the head after she was already down and the other guy was already dead, now you might have a problem.
Wow, he shot her. More shots are heard 10 minutes later. And he said to her, "You're dying," followed soon by the sound of another gunshot, which Smith himself described as a good, clean, finishing shot.
Oh, Jesus. Tony wants to add something else, too.
bad.
From Minnesota. We got Minnesota paying attention today.
Hey,
Tony. Going local. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
So I've been following this story a lot in the news. One of the pieces of
They're reasonable?
one of the pieces of evidence that I think is really telling is that after the girl came down the stairs, he shoots her. She hits the ground. He comes up, pulls the gun up to shoot her again, and the gun clicks. It doesn't go off, and she starts laughing in his face.
Wow.
What?
And so that's when the gun misfires. She starts laughing in his face. That's when he cries out, "The bitch, you're dead," and unloads on her. Also, with each case, I think it was something like 5 shots and 8 shots, each.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the guy was obviously screw loose, completely lost it, homicidal.
Wait a minute. They said later on in the recording, Smith refers to the teens as vermin. And there was one, he waited a full day before asking a neighbor to call police. Twice he's heard calling her a bitch. Before he said, "Cute." I'm sure she thought she was a real pro. What a dumb motherfucker this guy
Sam's
is.
making some faces listening to the recordings, by the way, of pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah?
With the faces, by the way, that's the right arm going up and down. Why don't you play him for us, Sam? Step and show
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's 30 minutes, though. Should we cut it up? Or
I think he's got some spots.
You found some good spots?
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
This is the first part where he just walks up to the guy
Yeah.
and just shoots him.
Shoots him.
Okay.
And you can hear,
Right? Let's hear. Waiting.
You'll hear quick footsteps and...
Okay. Oh.
You're dead.
Fuck. That's some sick fucking shit right there. So that was the guy coming down the stairs to the basement.
Yeah.
And
But he said you're dead after the
third
shot. After the kill shot.
Yes. Well, the guy's like, oh!
But let me ask you, in the case that, because we know the details now, and it is premeditated, is that an unreasonable amount of force when a guy's coming down your basement to not know, what if he has a gun?
No, that's true. You're right. That's why I don't think he's as screwed with the first guy.
Oh.
Because even though he was incapacitated for the first 2 shots, the headshot put him out.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
Yeah, like what are you supposed to do?
Maybe.
Search the guy? Like I don't know what you're supposed to do there.
Right.
I guess
This is a very weird case.
God, that.
Oh,
That's an
gotta hurt.
Yeah. It's,
well, that's just like, oh boy.
But they're in his fucking house.
They're in my fucking house. Yeah, they, I don't know. You know, I think people know I'm a very strong advocate of self-defense and the use of firearms for that purpose. But you got to look at these cases and think like, this doesn't fit into the fucking rule. I think this guy's a nut. I think he went way over the line as far as killing these 2.
All right, we'll find more of the audio to play after.
It's chilling, Opie. I say it's chilling. That was at that time that it happened.
Yeah.
House of Horrors.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. House of Horrors.
I would have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
he said, this is what I'm hearing from somebody. I'm getting a text from a friend of mine who's a cop. But
You idiot.
she's saying he didn't record it. He gave a confession, but that's incorrect. He did record it.
He did record it.
But he had them over for dinner once, and they stole from him. He claims they broke in 11 times,
Jesus.
but only reported to police one of the burglaries. Maybe he was an old hermit or something.
Yeah, maybe.
He drugged the boy to the garage, wrapped him in tarp, returns to kill the girl. Okay, he left him in for a day because it was the day after Thanksgiving.
Well, you can't.
Right.
Well, you could leave the body for a day if it's Thanksgiving.
No, understandable. You want to
Yeah.
have your turkey and your
Well, sure.
stuffing, wishbone.
I think I got 30 years, though, huh?
No, life without parole.
I heard 30 years.
Who, what?
Guy got convicted, got 30 years, or life without parole?
I heard life without parole in CBS's site, but
Is that verdict just came in? Is that what it is?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I didn't think the trial was over yet. Okay.
So
What do I know?
we'll play more of the audio after the break and get more details. This is a
I'll give it to you right now.
That's a
Yeah.
wild case.
Found guilty after roughly, sorry. I'm found guilty. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. This is just,
I'll figure it out after the break.
this is just
All right. We'll get our facts together.
We certainly will.
Instead of running like CNN would.
We're going to do some fact
Yes.
Checking.
checking.
Facts checking.
Facts checking.
Facts? She's checking.
Facts. It's checking.
Sentiments.
We'll be back with more Opie and Anthony.
Many times by the same people.
Yeah.
So he waited for him, and we played the audio of the guy getting killed. And now we got the girl.
Yeah, he dragged the guy off into the
Other room.
garage with a tarp and then waited for the
second one.
girl to come down, number
Right.
2, and shot her.
And he left like audio recorders in his house to prove that it was
Yeah,
self-defense or whatever.
I don't know.
You're
Boy.
a dummy.
This is a rough one though.
Well, what? All right, you say what a dummy, but if he didn't have audio tape, you think he would have been in a better place now?
I think ballistics would know certain things, where he was when the shots were fired, but he would have a much better argument. Well, he should have hooked up silent, just video cameras, and then had a different reason while he was down. Like, he just thought he knew more about the law than he did.
And if there was no audio, then yeah,
If there was no audio, you'd
have to fill in more blanks.
You take that whole emotional angle out of it, like you're closer to it. You could hear him saying awful things.
He's probably one of those guys that thought, like a kid thinks, well, if they break into your house, you're allowed to do whatever you want
Right,
to
whatever
them.
you want. There's no rules. You could just fucking shoot them,
Torture them.
torture whatever you need to
Like
do.
dummies who say, like, yeah, if the cops don't have their headlights on, they can't give you a ticket for speed.
yeah.
Shut up.
I like people that know the law.
Asshole.
That's just ridiculous. It's like those movies, are you a cop? Because if you are, you got to tell me.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm not a cop. And then they bust him. What happened? Yes, you're an idiot.
And then you realize in court, where you're like, but he said he wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
Oh, that's not a good
okay.
defense.
I absolutely do not have to tell you I'm a
Yes,
cop.
Yeah.
exactly.
I could just lie instead.
What is that? You a Jedi?
All right, let's play this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's rough.
Oh, boy. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, sorry about that. You're dying.
it is?
He mumbles some stuff in it.
She didn't laugh in his face. That caller was so what a
it's an
dumb.
idiot.
She said, "I'm sorry."
Oh. That's that voice.
What a creep.
That's that. Oh, what do we got here?
What have we got here?
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Where he was out to kill both of them.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
out to fuck this guy.
Say the thing where that bitch thought she was a professional or something like
He
that.
says that?
Yeah, just that thing that you read it.
Oh, did I?
But he-
I didn't mean to talk over it.
No. He says it right.
Oh.
It's one of the things you were reading before.
All right, let's listen. Bitch. Walking around.
You trying to wrap her up?
Yeah.
I'm safe now. Cute. I'm sure she thought she was a real pro.
That's it?
Yeah.
It sounded like he was talking into the tape recorder.
Or they might have boosted it.
Oh, maybe.
You could hear the.
Sounded like they boosted
That was
it.
a fucking couple minutes later. Oh, they said 10 minutes later. Maybe they chopped out some of
Cute.
the.
Wow.
Wow.
Just mumbling.
That guy's a murderer.
He shot her
Yeah.
a couple of times.
Yeah, he's a murderer.
Yeah,
And
he
then
is
you
a
could hear the
murderer.
gun go off again, like minutes
Yeah,
after she
yeah.
had died. Minutes after she had
He
died.
didn't call 911.
That's not
He's a
self-defense.
No, he's a fucking asshole.
No.
He wasn't in any danger.
No. Oh, poor girl. She was cute, too. Hate that.
He said she might have been high on cough syrup.
Really? Scissorp?
That's what the ABC article said.
Sirs,
But that shit.
Scissor.
Scissors, sir.
I'm sorry. Oh,
Drank.
It's a desperate.
It's horrible.
I'm sorry.
Cute. Oh, I'm sorry. Right.
Goodbye. What did he got put away, huh?
Yes, I heard life without parole. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Can we look that
That's
up?
good.
Sweet.
Should be killed.
Yeah, I think so too. But.
What a dummy.
That just bummed everyone out. That was
I-
creepy, man.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right. Oh, yeah, I did want to talk about this. Michelle Obama.
Weird news.
While I support concealed carry of handguns for legal citizens of the United States of America, and while I support the Castle Doctrine and the ability to defend your home, and the ability to use deadly and lethal force inside the home in case someone ever sneaks into it, you have to admit that this guy, Byron Smith, whether you believe in it or not, this guy murdered both of those kids. What he should have done was he should have shot them both, and if he couldn't kill them on first contact, he should have, after he shot them, he should have called EMS 911, and he should have had the police there, and he would have been perfectly justified up to that point. But the reason why I post this picture of Jerome Ersland is because this case reminds me specifically of him. I completely supported Jerome Ersland's actions when he shot one of the teens who tried to rob the pharmacy. Unfortunately, when he chased the other one, he wasn't able to shoot that one dead too. And when he came back, he used a kill shot, or not necessarily a kill shot, but he fired another shot into the kid that was on the ground after he had been incapacitated. Apparently, people don't seem to understand that although you have the right to use lethal force to protect yourself, although you have the right to use lethal force to protect your home, you absolutely cannot use coup de grace on people. You can't shoot people when they're down, because at that point you become the aggressor, which is part of the reason why, although we never had enough real evidence for the George Zimmerman Trayvon Martin case in order to say who exactly was the aggressor when it actually came to the fist fight and this, that, and the other, most people want to believe that Trayvon Martin was stalked and that George Zimmerman initiated the contact, but the problem is there's no proof of that. Simply put, if Trayvon Martin turned on George Zimmerman and attacked him, then Trayvon Martin became the aggressor. There is no law that says that you can't follow someone on public roads. There is no law that says that you're allowed to punch someone who follows you. I wasn't there, you weren't there, no one else was there except George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. Unfortunately, when you bring recording devices into the whole thing, then you pretty much remove any doubt of what happens. Jerome Ersland is in jail right now because the videotape shows that he went back and shot these kids, or he shot the kid that was on the floor. And fortunately for George Zimmerman, there was no videotape, and there also wasn't enough audio tape to prove that he was not the aggressor and that he was actually getting beat down. But in this case, this fool set up a audio tape, recorded himself in what sounds like premeditated psychosis. And though he was defending his house, he didn't have the right to shoot people under the chin. You don't have the right to execute people. The state has that right. The government has that right. You do not. So for all of you who are concealed carriers, defending your home, defending your family, I completely support you. But you absolutely cannot murder someone. And as for home defense, why the fuck did this guy have a 22? If I was him, I would have had a 45 or even something bigger, whatever the law would have allowed. If he had shot him once or twice with that, he would have killed him automatically and he wouldn't be in jail right now. But you really, when you listen to the tape, you know this guy's insane. And it's sad because he was defending his house and they were breaking into his house. But still, the guy's insane. He murdered them. And now he's got to suffer for it.